are everywhere. They want to be called Nigerians. And even the white people, they say, look, you Nigerians are so proud of yourselves. I say, why not? Why not? We have everything to be proud of. It's a special service. You must have special funding. With an external funding, there must be funding for this special thing, and it can be done.
Tashola Omole, who wants to make NTA into a global brand and pride of Nigerians by running it in the line of business, says improving professionalism and service to Nigerians is one of his priorities.
Because of the convergence of internet and television and handheld now, you have many platforms on which you can watch television. So we're going to make sure that we play ourselves back into relevance and ensure that NTA is up there with the best in the world. We have correspondents in the UK, the US, Germany, China, Canada, Ghana, and Cairo. Certainly find somebody is reporting from NTA News from different parts of the world. So that's what we're going to do.
They were taken on a tour of Nigeria's flagship mission by head of immigration desk. The DG also interacted with Nigerians and other nationals at the High Commission in need of passport and visas to Nigeria. In London, Bilkisu Abdurazak Oduoye, NTA News.
Bilateral issues of mutual benefit and cooperation on trade, investment and security were the main points of discourse as two foreign ambassadors paid separate visits to Nigeria's Foreign Affairs Minister, Ambassador Bashir Aminu Wali. Here is the report. The first visitor to Ambassador Bashir Aminu Wali's office was the Turkish ambassador to Nigeria, Mustafa Pulat. Among several issues, Mr. Pulat sought Nigeria's participation and support in the forthcoming WHO summit in Turkey in 2015. On areas of trade and investment, Ambassador Pulat says Turkey would appreciate more Nigerian investors in that country. Pending agreements on promotion and protection of investments, as well as taxation, were also mentioned.
The trade balance is very much in favor of Nigeria because, we're talking about 1.5 billion US dollar benchmark. Maybe this may not be regarded as so high, but just in 10 years we have increased this 5 times.
For the outgoing Indonesian ambassador to Nigeria, Sudiman Hasing, it was a farewell visit where he thanked the Nigerian government for creating an enabling environment for embassies to. He speaks on some of his achievements during his 4-year tenure in Nigeria.
During my 4 years here, we managed to increase the trade volume almost threefold, from 1.2 billion to 3.6 billions, and we targeted next year will be about 5 billions.
Responding, Nigeria's Foreign Affairs Minister expressed gratitude to the Turkish government for extending the services of Turkish Airlines to Kano, saying this will broaden trade relations between both countries. While bidding farewell to the Indonesian ambassador, Aminu Wali also thanked him for promoting Nigerian-Indonesian relations.
The relations between Turkey and Nigeria grow in leaps and bounds, particularly in the economic and trade sector.
The federal government is to partner Cross River State in the development of the agricultural sector to create a perfect environment which could be built upon for economic growth of the state and nation. Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, stated this during his weekend visit to Wilma and Songhai Integrated Farms in Cross River State. Correspondent Maureen Ajam has details.
Dr. Adesina was conducted round the Songhai Integrated System by the Cross River State Governor, Senator Liel Imoke. The minister described Governor Imoke's initiative to invest in the agricultural sector as visionary, strategically aimed at creating access to wealth. He expressed satisfaction with the investment at Wilma and Songhai farms, stating that the investment will add value to the state and the country at large. The minister disclosed that the federal government is to train about 750,000 youths in a period of 5 years in various agricultural programs and promised to partner Cross River State using the Songhai platform.
The state government in Cross River State has the Center for Entrepreneurial Skill Development in the entire South-South zone for the Central Bank of Nigeria, where they send these young people to, and they come back here. And then when they are here, they are also going to be assisted through a program we are working on at the federal level. That program is called Youth Employment in Agriculture Program.
Songhai integrated system combines crop production, livestock, bioenergy, and aquaculture to complement the transformation agenda of the federal government in food security and sustainability. In Calabar, Maureen Leo Ajom, NTA News.
The chairman, SURE-P, General Martin Luther Agwai, says the education sector may be included in the interventions by SURE-P. General Agwai stated this when the rector, Nigerian Army Institute of Technology and Environmental Studies, Makudi, Brigadier General Clement Ojopedi Mekatse call. Correspondent Mohammed Abdul Kadri now reports.
In line with its mandate, SURE-P has been carrying out intervention in various sectors. Deficits in roads, rails, and bridges are being reduced to meet national needs. However, education remained in the probatory list of various interventions by SURE-P, as disclosed by its chairman, General Martin Luther Agwai, during the rector's visit.
Next year's budget is still being worked on. If federal government includes education and includes things we will recommend.
The institution has some challenges which include lack of administrative blocks, hostel, laboratory equipment, and professional books.
The Nigerian Army Institute of Technology and Environmental Studies was established in 2012 and upgraded from monotechnic to polytechnic with over 2,000 students of 25% military and 75% civilian population. The bill establishing the Nigerian Army Institute of Technology and Environmental Studies is before the National Assembly awaiting third reading. In Abuja, Muhammad Abdel Kadri, NTA News.
Thank you, Muhammad. And now to politics. The transformation agenda and good governance of the present leadership of President Goodluck Jonathan's administration can be better translated into more reality if those who have passed through the tutelage are allowed to govern in states. The immediate past information minister, Mr. Labaran Mako, stated this when he submitted his nomination form along with other aspirants at the PDP National Secretariat in Abuja. Political correspondent Femi Johnson has the details.
Supporters of the immediate past information minister are delighted to associate with him as he submits his expression of interest and nomination forms. Mr. Labaran Mako says Nasarawa State will witness a new era of development if given the ticket. He thanked the youths for identifying with him.
I have stepped out to bring peace to our state, to reconcile warring communities, to lay a foundation for development, to halt the drift that has occurred in the last 2.5 years.
Others are not left behind in the race for the standard bearer of People's Democratic Party in some states. They all express confidence that the PDP is the party to beat, while their candidature will bring forth more development.
We are coming in to make sure that we bring in all the stakeholders together so that there will be peace once more in Nasarawa State.
An opportunity to create employment and create wealth, opportunity to enhance the skill of our people.
Governance has moved beyond just providing physical infrastructure. We want to begin to provide human infrastructure.
We have a lot to do to improve our tourism in Cross River State. We have a lot to do with respect to our agriculture.
What I just needed is a transparent and fair process where everybody, every interest, every opinion should be taken into consideration.
The National Organizing Secretary of the PDP, Alhaji Abubakar Mustafa Adala, told the aspirants that the leadership of Alhaji Adamu Muazu will not disappoint them during the primaries. From the PDP National Secretariat in Abuja, Femi Johnson, NTA News.
The task of ensuring a credible election is a collective responsibility that requires the cooperation of the leaders and followers. National Youth Leader of Good Luck 2015 project, Aniefok Akpan, gave the advice at a press briefing in Abuja, where he reiterated the organization's commitment to educating youths on the need to avoid election violence. He further called on youths to support the administration's transformation agenda by taking advantage of the empowerment programs to contribute positively to nation building.
Use this unique opportunity to call on all Nigerian youths to support the continuity of the ongoing transformation agenda by President Goodluck Jonathan GCFR by coming out in mass to support this man that God has brought to us, the finest president in the world, this humble man that God has brought to us to lead Nigeria to the promised land.
And as preparation for 2015 general elections gather momentum, a coalition group under the auspices of Affirmative Action Development Allies has lent their voice to the re-election bid of President Goodluck Jonathan. This was demonstrated through mass sensitization of their counterparts on the need to take advantage of the extension of the ongoing permanent voters registration exercise. Fatima Aliyu reports.
Affirmative Action Development Allies is a social platform and the fallout of Beijing Conference, which advocates equal share of rights and privileges for women in economic, social and political decisions. The women said they decided to support President Goodluck Jonathan's re-election bid because they fulfill his campaign promises of fair women representation in his cabinet.
He has proved by his action that he is a lover of women's interests, and so we must push to make sure he gets there, because if he gets there, he will do more.
You will bear with me that President Goodluck Jonathan did not only do 25%, he did 40%. And believe you me, from all indicators available, the women that have been appointed into his administration have performed well.
And that's to prove that with women, we will go very far politically.
Mobilization of women on the importance of voters registration, they say, is already yielding positive results.
The most impressive thing is the show of power. Identifying the vote of a person with the person's power, because that's what it is. You don't have any vote, they're just making a noise. If you have vote, you got to exercise your power.
Affirmative Action Development Allies is a non-political and non-profit-making organization. In Abuja, Fatima Ali, NTA News.
This is the news on NTA International, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. We earlier informed you that federal government is sent to partner Cross River State to develop the agricultural sector. You also heard that bilateral issues dominated discussions as Turkish and Indonesian ambassadors visited Nigeria's Foreign Affairs Minister. Up ahead is a review of major activities in Nigeria in the outgoing week. Stay with us.
Stimulating attitudinal changes and initiating radical thinking. Sheyi Makinde, the man of his words, an achiever per excellence, imbibing public confidence and enlist mass participation in governance. Sheyi Makinde, a philanthropist, driving a collective vision of a people of your state in a unique way. Sheyi Makinde, a man of the people and a silent achiever. Sheyi Makinde can be trusted to do more.
We will change the future of our state for the better.
Sheyi Makinde, the man for change.
The
FRCN, NTA and VON annual service of 9 lessons and Christmas carols is here again.
The program, which started over 10 years ago in Abuja as a local carol night, has grown into a national affair.
It's an exhibition of classical and Nigerian Christmas songs and carols,
featuring spirit-lifting renditions and inspiring messages in celebration of the living Christ.
Celebrated groups like the Laz Ekweme Choral Group will be there.
Theme: celebrating the Prince of Peace.
Venue: National Christian Center, Abuja.
Date: Sunday, 14th December 2014.
Time: 3 p.m.
Message giver: Senior Pastor, Dunamis International Gospel Center, Dr. Paul Enenche.
For sponsorship details, call 0803-303-7678
0803-704-3300
or 0802-722-2869.
Coming live on Radio Nigeria, NTA and Voice of Nigeria, Sunday, December 14, 2014.
The FRCN, NTA and VON annual service of 9 lessons and Christmas carols.
Making Christmas memorable for you.
It was a memorable week on the African continent as ECOWAS rises to restore democracy in one of its crisis-ridden countries. Plus, gender issues, politics and infrastructural development in Nigeria on our Weekend Review segment with Nancy Godi Anoneu as our guide.
Hello and welcome. After days of turmoil in which protesters burnt the parliament building and set on fire homes of his relatives and aides, President Blaise Compaoré of Burkina Faso stepped down and the military government took over power. This is not acceptable in a world where democracy is the order of the day. To restore stability and the rule of law in the country, the trio of Nigeria's President Goodluck Jonathan, Senegalese and Ghanaian presidents comprised the ECOWAS delegation on a mediation talk. At the conclusion of the mediation talks with stakeholders, religious, military authorities and political actors for the installation of a civilian interim administration, the ECOWAS delegation called for the immediate lifting of the constitution to allow the Constitutional Council to declare the seat vacant. Meanwhile, an extraordinary session of the ECOWAS heads of state and government on the Ebola virus disease has commended Nigeria and the other African countries for their containment of the virus and urged them not to relent in fighting the disease to a finish. Vice President Mohamed Namadi Sambo stood in for President Goodluck Jonathan as ECOWAS head addressed the session in Accra, Ghana.
Being able to adopt the following technical far-reaching measures. 1. Make our regional response plan truly multi-sectoral. Redeploy WAHO technical staff in the 3 most affected countries.
In the outgone week, the clamor for gender empowerment rose to a crescendo when First Lady Dame Patience Jonathan challenged women lawyers in Nigeria to push for the passage of the 35% affirmative action into law. Dame Patience Jonathan gave the challenge at a dinner to mark 50 years of the International Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA, in Nigeria.
Without the current administration of His Excellency, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for keeping to his promise of effective implementation of the 35% affirmative action.
The First Lady again at Ilori paid homage to the Emir of Ilori, Alhaji Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, during the distribution of empowerment materials to women of Kwara State.
For the first time in Nigeria, women are recognized, respected, heard, and given opportunities to be equal partners in the developmental efforts of our dear nation.
And away from gender empowerment, the insurgency crisis in Nigeria reared its head up again as a bomb blast was reported in Potiskum when Shiite Muslims were conducting their annual Ashura procession. In the same breath, unknown gunmen attacked the federal prison's Cotton Carfe, setting all 144 inmates free. The attack that lasted for hours saw the death of 1 inmate and the voluntary return of 5. But in the midst of all this, Nigeria Inspector General of Police Suleiman Abba, within the week in Dublin, Ireland, assured prospective investors there of safety and stability of the Nigerian investment climate. And in the march towards full power sector transformation in Nigeria, President Goodluck Jonathan on Thursday approved the enlistment of the 7,400 trainees under the first phase of the National Power Sector Apprenticeship, NAPSAS. In a message to the flag-off ceremony in Abuja, he reiterated government's commitment to laying a solid foundation to fulfill its transformation agenda. The president was represented by Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator Anyim Pius Anyim.
That this scheme will provide skilled manpower that the GENCOs, DISCOs, and TCN can build on.
In a related development, 3 cardinal ministries, agriculture, education, and health, presented their scorecards at a public affairs forum in Abuja. Tagged the Jonathan administration 4 impactful years, the forum was put together by the Office of the Senior Special Advisor to the President on Public Affairs, Dr. Doyin Okube. And the political tide in Nigeria continues to be definitive in preparation for the 2015 general elections, with new declarations of interest and withdrawal. An example is the declaration by a former Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Malam Nasiru El-Rufai, to contest the gubernatorial seat of Kaduna State under the platform of the APC with the support of former President Muhammadu Buhari. On the other hand, Jalil Tafawa Balewa, son of former Premier of Nigeria, within the week withdrew from the presidential race at a news briefing organized by elder statesman Chief Edwin Clark. The events of the week climaxed with the inauguration of ultra-modern International Stadium in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State on Friday, when President Goodluck Jonathan said, "Government will continue to provide avenues for the youths to rediscover themselves through sports by putting in place more sporting infrastructure."
Shows clearly that this is the beginning of our journey. I expect a new dawn of sports renaissance in our dear state and our dear country.
Nigeria beats Ghana 1-0 in a friendly match played in the stadium.
And the cross comes in at the header. It's a sitting duck.
Some Nigerian musicians entertained. And it is on that happy note that I hand you back to the newscaster for the remaining part of the news. Thank you.
Next is Sunday's weather outlook in some Nigerian and world cities. And the weather forecast wraps up the news. Thanks for watching. I'm Taiwo Odubesun.